So in this lecture, we will see the division for sign magnitude fixed point numbers. So first of all, we see the concept of division for sign magnitude fixed point number. After that, the harder implementation for division. Then the flowchart for division. After that, we'll see the divide overflow condition, when the divide overflow condition occurs. And then last, we'll see the example of division for sign magnitude number. So now start with the basic concept of your division for sign magnitude fixed point numbers. So for this, we will perform the division operation by paper and pencil method. This method includes the successive compare, shift and subtract operation. So for that, we choose one example. In this example, that will divide 274 by 13 and 21 is the result, that means which is in the quotient, and R is the remainder and R is 1. So if we convert this into the binary form, we will get this value and this value, and result is this one, that means 10101 and remainder is 1. So now let's see the conventional way of division. So here you can see that this is our divisor and this is the dividend. So as we know that first of all we have to compare the bits of the divisor with the dividend. So for that we'll choose these first 4 bits. Once we see this first 4 bits, we can see that this 4 bits combination is less than that of the divisor. That means the division is not possible. So that's why we taken another 1 bit. That means here the total 5 bits. So now this portion of the dividend is greater than that of the divisor. So the division can be performed. So now we put 1 here, and this one is multiplied with the divisor and the result is here. So now we have to perform the subtraction operation. So now let's see how we can perform the subtraction operation. So here this portion of the dividend is here and the divisor is here. So now we see how the subtraction can be performed. This 1 minus 1, we know that it is 0. 0 minus 0 is 0. So here 0 minus 1, that means subtraction is not possible. That means I have to now borrow 1 from the neighboring bit. But here also it is 0. So here from here the borrow is not possible. So we'll check for the next bit. So here it is 1. So from this one we will borrow 1 to this bit position. So once we borrow this one to this bit position, it becomes 10. 10, that means the decimal 2. Okay. So now after that, from this bit position we have to borrow 1 to this bit position. So once we take the 1, borrow 1 from this bit position to this one, so now this 0 become 10. Okay, that means the decimal 2. So now this 10 should be subtracted to this 1. So now if we subtract 10 to 1, that means 10 minus 1 is equal to 1. So we'll get this one. So after that, this bit position operation is completed. Now we'll go for this bit position. Here we see that once I take the borrow from this bit position to this bit position, this 2, decimal 2 now becomes 1. Okay, so now this is decimal 1, or we can say it is binary 1. So this binary 1 is now subtracted from this binary 1. So now this 1 minus this one, result is 0. So now again come to the next bit position. in this bit position, this 1 is borrowed to this bit position. That's why here this bit value will become 0. So this 0 is now directly come here. So in this way I can subtract two numbers and result is put here. So ultimately result is 100. So this result is, I have putting this result here 100. After that we have to brought down this 0 here and check this 4-bit position. Again you can see that this bit 4 position are small than that of the divisor. That means division is not possible. So in this case we know that we have to put 0 here in the quotient. I have put 0 here. After that I can take another 0 from here. So now this is a 5-bit number and which is greater than that of the divisor. So now division is possible. That's why I have now given here 1. And once I put 1 here and this 1 is multiplied to the divisor and result is put here. So now again I have to perform the subtraction in similar way. So let's see. So here also we can see that I have put all the bit value here. So first bit is now here 0. That means borrow is required. So now all the bits are 0. The first borrow should be from this bit position. So once I borrow this bit position, so now it become 0. Okay, and this is become 10. That means 2. Okay, after that this bit value is borrowed to this bit position and now this becomes 1. After that this is borrowed to this value, this position, and then it becomes 10. This 10 is now borrowed to this bit position and now this becomes 10. So this 10 is subtracted from 1 and result is 1. So once I put borrowed the 1 from here to here, this 10 become 1. So now this 1 minus 0 is 0. Similarly here also I get 1. This 1 minus 1 is equal to 0. Similarly here also 1 minus 1, it is 0. So and the last this 0 is come here. So in this way I have subtracted the two numbers. The result is now here, it is 1 1. So I have put here 1 1. After the putting here 1 1, I have to brought down this 1 to this position and check the value. So again this value is not sufficient because it is smaller than that of the divisor. So that's why I have to put 0 here and brought this 0 again here. Now this is greater than that of the divisor. So that's why I have put 1 here and multiplied this 1 with the divisor and the result is given here. Again we have to perform the subtraction. Here it is subtraction is very much similar. So similar in this way I can do the subtraction. So 1 is borrowed from this bit location and it is become 10. And now this 10 is subtracted to the 1 and result become 1. And here it is 0. So 0 minus 0 is 0. 1 minus 1 1. Sorry, 1 minus 1 is 0 and 1 minus 1 is 0. That means the remainder becomes now 1. This is the actual division method, the conventional division method. So now once we want to perform the division with the help of our computer hardware, this is the hardware implementation or hardware requirement for the division. So first of all we required some registers for this. So we have given here the diagram of the hardware implementation and name the each and every register. So now one by one we see what are the name of the register and what are the purpose of this. First we have to consider here the sign bits are separated from the register. That means this is the A register, suppose this is the Q register, this is the B register. All the sign bits are separated. This AS, BS, QS, these are the sign bits. These are separated from the actual registers. Okay, first of all we have to consider this. So now here first we can see that what is AQ. This is the A register and this is the Q register. So AQ is the register which contains the dividend. Okay. So now next what is the Qn. We can see that Qn is very much essential. Qn is the least significant bit of the dividend queue. This is the Q register, and here we can assume that this is the least significant bit position, and this value is nothing but the Qn. Okay. After that, the B register. The B register is here. So this B register contains the divisor of the division operation. And what is this E flip-flop? This is the flip-flop which contains the overflow bit of addition and subtraction. Okay. Once we perform the division operation, we have to do the subtraction. So that's why in subtraction or addition, we know that there may be some overflow. So this overflow will be indicated by the E flip-flop. After that, this AS, BS, QS are the flip-flops that we have already mentioned, and these are the nothing but the sign bit of the dividend, divisor, and the quotient. Okay. And now what is SC? SC is the sequence counter. So it counts the number of steps to perform the division operation. So from this diagram, we can understand that this AQ register is contained the dividend, and this B register is the divisor, and the result will be stored in the Q register. That means the quotient is in the Q register. Okay. Final result. And here one complementary and parallel adder is required to perform the complement and parallel addition of the content of register B and register A. And lastly, you can see the A and Q. This A and Q. So that is already I have mentioned that A contains the remainder part of the division operation, and Q is contained the quotient part of the division. So now this is the flow chart. So first of all, for division operation, we know that we required dividend and divisor, and we know that dividend in the AQ and divisor in the BQ. So first of all, we have to check the sign bits, AS and BS. This is the XOR operation, and result is stored in the QS. And here we decremented the sequence counter. So in the next step, we perform the subtraction operation. This is the 2's complement addition. So that means it is subtraction of A minus B, and the result is stored in the EA. So now we check the value of E. If the value of E is equal to 1, that means what? The A is greater than that of B. A contains what? A contains the higher bit portions of the dividend. So if E is equal to 1, that means the A is greater than B. In this case, I will perform A plus B, and the result is stored in EA. But here the divide overflow flip-flop is now on, or it is high. So that means when this divide overflow condition is occur, that means what? The division is not possible, because the dividend is smaller than that of the divisor. So we know that when the divisor is greater than that of the dividend, division is not possible. That means end of the division operation. So now if E is equal to 0, that means A is less than B. The A is what? A is nothing but the higher bit positions of the dividend. If it is less than that of the B, after that we will again perform A plus B, and here the division overflow flip-flop is now low. That means no overflow. That means the division operation can be performed. So to perform this division operation, we require the total dividend. That's why here the addition is performed. Here we have subtracted A minus B, and check which one is greater, A and B. If A is less than that of the B, now we require the actual dividend in the AQ. So that's why we have again add this A and B. So now in this way we will go for the division operation. So in first step of the division operation, we have to shift the EAQ. E is the flip-flop, A and Q are the two registers. After shifting that, we check the position of E. If E is equal to 1, then we will subtract A minus B, and after that the Qn is the least significant bit of the Q. It now become 1, or we have to put 1 in the Qn. Okay, after that we decremented the sequence counter. Here sequence counter is now checked. If it is 0, then operation is completed. If it is not 0, again we will go to the first step here. So now similarly, after that we will go for the shift left of EAQ. We shift left the EAQ. After that again we check the E. So now this time suppose E is 0. This time E is 0. In this case, first we have to perform the A minus B operation, and result is stored in EA. So but one thing you have to notice that in this step the subtraction is performed and result is stored in EA, but here the subtraction is performed but result is stored only in A. So this thing you should keep in mind. So after this operation we have to again check the value of E, because E is changed, may be changed due to this operation. So now again we check the value of E. So now if E is equal to 1, we will go in this direction and made the Qn equal to 1. Again next step is decrement the sequence counter. Okay, now if A is equal to 0, so if A is equal to 0, then we have to add A plus B, and result is stored in EA, and then the sequence counter is decremented, and next step we have to check the sequence counter. If it is not equal to 0, then we will go for the next operation, and if it is 0, then the divide operation is completed. So now what is the how much loop will run? It depends on the value of sequence counter. So and the sequence counter value is nothing, it will be the value of the number of bits in the Q register or A register. Okay, so once we check this with the help of one example, it will be more clear. So first of all, we'll see the divide overflow condition. This divide overflow condition, when this divide overflow condition occurs. So now when this divide overflow condition occurs. So first is that when the dividend is twice as long as the divisor, the condition for the overflow can be stated. So first of all, that the dividend must be double in length than that of the divisor. This is the first condition. If this condition satisfied, after that we will see the rest part. That's what is that? This is that divide overflow condition occurs if the higher half bit of A, that means higher half bit of the A of the dividend constitute a number which greater or equal to B. That means the upper portion of the dividend, if the upper portion of the dividend is greater than that of the greater than or equal to the divisor, then divide overflow condition occurs. Second thing is that divide overflow condition is tested how? By subtracting the divisor from the half of the dividend stored in A. That means I have to subtract A minus B, then I will get the knowledge that whether division overflow condition occurs or not. So now after subtraction, if A is greater than is equal to B, that means division overflow flip-flop is set, that means the operation is terminated permanently, prematurely there. That means division cannot be performed. Now if A is less than B, that means no divide overflow. That means the division per operation can be performed. So to perform the division operation, lastly we have to add B and A so that the value of A can be retained, which is subtracted in the earlier step. Okay. So now take one example and see the whole operation of division. So here we will take one example to understand the division. So for that I have kept this flowchart in the right side. So this portion is for the divide overflow and this is for the actual division. So here we will discuss only this portion, that means when the division can be performed. Okay. So for that we choose the same example that we have discussed earlier. Here this is the divisor and it is kept at B, and this is the B bar plus 1 which is required for the subtraction operation, that means 2's complement addition operation. This is the EAQ. E is the flip-flop, Q, A and Q are the registers, and SC is the sequence counter. So here in A and Q we kept the dividend, that means this one is kept at A and Q. First we made the sequence counter equal to 5. Why it is 5? Because the total number of bits in the Q is 5, that's why the sequence counter is 5. So now first step is shift left of EAQ. So I have to perform the shift left of EAQ. So in this way we can left shift all the bits in EAQ. After that we have to check for what is the value of E. So here the value of E is equal to 1. So if E is equal to 1, we have to subtract B. That means in this direction, and result is stored in A. Subtraction, that means nothing but the 2's complement addition. So I have taken this 2's complement value of B here and go for the addition. So this is the result of the addition. So after that we have to make the Qn is equal to 1. Qn, that is, this is the Q, the least significant bit of the Q should be 1. So that's why this 1 is placed here and the rest of the bits are kept same. So after that we decrement the sequence counter. So we have decremented the sequence counter. So now the sequence counter is not 0, that's why again we will start from the top. So now again first EAQ should be left shifted. So EAQ is left shifted in this way. So after that we have to check the E. So here E is equal to 0. E is equal to 0. So we can see that E is equal to 0 here. Since E is equal to 0, that means in this direction I have to go. Now subtraction of A minus B and result is stored in EA. So subtraction, that means nothing but the 2's complement addition. So after the addition the result is stored in EA. So now again we have to check the value of E. Here the value of E is now here 0. So since the value of E is 0, so now we have to add B. That means this portion, addition of A plus B. So addition of A plus B, this is the B and this is the A. Though here the addition operation is performed and result is stored in EA. After that all the bit positions, rest bit positions are kept same, that is as it is. And then here we have to decrement the sequence counter. So we have decremented the sequence counter. So now the sequence counter is not is equal to 0. That means we have to start again from here. So now again shift left operation. So in this way we are going for shift left operation. After that we have again check the value of E. E is now 1, so that's why we have to subtract B. So this is 2's complement addition and result is stored in EA. Okay, so here we have to again see that it is in this direction. Okay, that's why after this subtraction operation we have to make this Q1 is equal to 1, Qn is equal to 1. That means this least significant bit of Q should be 1, so that's why it becomes 1 and the rest of the bits are kept as it is. Okay, so now again we have to decrement the sequence counter. We have decremented. Now it is again not 0, that's why again we have to start from the beginning. So here first of all left shift EAQ, we have left shifted EAQ, and now I have to check the value of E. So here the value of E is 0, that means in this direction, and I have to go for the subtraction. Subtraction is the 2's complement addition and result is stored in EA. Again I have to now check E. So here E is equal to again 0. So if E is equal to 0, then A plus B, that means add A. So addition of A is performed here and result is stored in EA. Again now last all the rest bits are kept as it is. Okay, and now sequence counter is again decremented. So now it is decremented to 1. So here also it is not equal to 0. Then again we will start from the very beginning. So first we have to left shift. We have left shifted all the bits. Okay, now we have to check the value of E. So value of E here is equal to 0. So it is 0. So subtraction of B. Subtraction of B is performed here, and the result is stored in EA. Okay, so that means up to this operation is performed. After that I have to check again E. So now my E is equal to 1. So if E is equal to 1, I have to set Qn is equal to 1. That means E is equal to 1, go in this direction and set Qn is equal to 1. So that means this Qn is set to 1 here and rest bits are same. So rest bits are kept same. Again now after this operation is performed, we have to decrement the sequence counter. So now decrementing the sequence counter, and sequence counter become now 0. So here once we check now the sequence counter here, it is 0 and the divide operation is completed. So now my result is ultimate result, that means the quotient is stored in the Q and remainder is stored in A. So from here you can see that the quotient is 10101. We got the quotient 10101. Okay, and the remainder is 10001. The remainder is 0001. So in this way, with the help of the flowchart and the hardware, in computer division operation can be performed. Thank you for watching the video.